Landing a labor and delivery position in nursing is one of the hardest and toughest things that you could do as a nurse, especially if you're a new graduate nurse trying to get into the labor and delivery field. But guess what? I don't believe in hard. And I don't believe that you, as a nursing student or a new grad, should have to settle for something that you don't want to. I don't believe in waiting by going to med-surg first and then having to wait and then apply to L&D. If you want to find out how to get hired faster and how to get into labor and delivery, this video is for you. What I believe is you have to position yourself for success from the get-go. I'm going to share 3 essential tips on how you can get into L&D. If you're ready, let's get into it. For those who don't know me, my name is Dr. Farah Laurent. I've helped over 200 nursing students and new grads like yourself get into specialty roles like the ICU, the ED, labor and delivery, NICU, psych, you name it. I've helped them get into these areas, and not just at any old hospital. I'm talking Stanford, NYU, some of the best hospitals in the country. And of course, making 6 figures while doing it. I'm talking up to $175,000. I've been featured on the Jennifer Hudson Show, Black Enterprise, Sigma, for all the work that I do helping new graduate nurses like yourself. So if you're ready, it's time to take action and stop settling for less. You can do it. You can make it happen. And here's how. So I'm going to share the story about how I helped Jessica. She was a new graduate nurse that saw my content and came to me. And she was about to just settle for a med-surg position. She hated med-surg. She wanted nothing to do with it and said, I really want to get into labor and delivery. This is my dream job. She talked to me about her own journey as a mom and shared some really intimate stories about what she went through in her motherhood and her delivery and everything like that. So it really touched me, and I was like, you know what? She belongs in labor and delivery, especially with the climate that's going on now in the US with all of the healthcare disparities. Brown and Black women are 3 to 4 times more likely to die related to pregnancy complications. And that is insane. So when I met Jessica, I was like, I am going to do everything in my power so she can get an L&D position. So of course, this is how I helped her. Tip number 1. The number 1 thing that you need to do is demonstrate that you have past experience in labor and delivery, whether that's in your clinical settings and how you excelled in those clinical settings, whether you had recommendation letters from your L&D rotations, any stories that really stand out, or if you have experience as a PCT or a CNA. So if you're watching this and you're a nursing student, guess what? I highly recommend that you either volunteer in a labor and delivery unit or get yourself a job in L&D, because it's going to increase your chances exponentially when you get to that stage of applying. They want to see past experience in labor and delivery. Quick tip, when you're doing your resume, pull up that experience to the top, the L&D experience at the top. Put down how many specific hours that you actually did in labor and delivery, and that also will be helpful. And then storytelling, like I said, demonstrating your expertise in that area is going to help you tremendously. So that's number 1. Get some experience in L&D, get yourself there through volunteership or through getting an actual job. If you can't get L&D, the second best thing is to get either in mother baby or in the NICU unit, meaning volunteering or getting a job. So that's number 1. And number 2, it seems pretty obvious, but you need to get certifications. You have to have literally all the certifications that you can think of that are going to increase your chances, make you more marketable to be an L&D nurse. L&D is no joke, and you need to be prepared and show that you are ready to step in and take care of these women in sometimes high-risk pregnancies, in emergency situations. You need to be an advocate, you need to be competent, and you need to know your stuff. So if you already come prepared with a list of certifications, guess what? You are going to get an interview. If you don't even have any of the certifications, you can forget about it because you're not going to be called to the interview. I've helped many new graduate nurses and nursing students get L&D positions because they position themselves for success by getting these certifications. So let's go down the certification list. Number 1, BLS. Number 2, ACLS. Number 3, NRP, which is Neonatal Resuscitation Program. And if you want to go above and beyond, I would highly suggest looking into the STABLE program. That's STABLE, STABLE program. And that is particularly for neonates. The reason I say that is because some labor and delivery units cross-train their nurses to work also in the NICU and also go to mother-baby. So if they're short-staffed, sometimes you get cross-trained so that you can cover all units. So that's another big tip that I have, is to get the STABLE program so that you can really be good with neonates. Same thing with the NRP. Next thing, you need to get yourself an ECG monitoring course. I highly recommend the AACN's course, which is the American Association of Critical Care Nurses. They have one of the best courses when it comes to ECG monitoring and EKG. That is foundational. The other thing is you need to get fetal heart monitoring. You can just get the basic version. And how do you get that? You get it through AWHONN, which is the American Association of Women Health and Neonatal Nurses. So if you're a nursing student, big tip for you, if you join while you're a student, you can get a discount. But it's really not that much. The return on investment is huge because you will get access to so much education, and it's great. And it leads me to my third essential tip, which is to actually join AWHONN, which is the organization for women's health and neonatal nurses. If you join the organization, you put it on your resume, you speak about it in your interview, you're aware of their initiatives, their mission, the vision of AWHONN, you're able to go to the conference and maybe connect with leaders or participate in some type of abstract or publication, like you are in. It is a must, essential. You have to be part of AWHONN. They're not paying me, but if AWHONN, if you're watching and you need some, like an ambassador, let me know. But yes, I highly recommend that you join AWHONN. And then speak about your continuing education and how you plan to be a part of further conferences, eventually maybe doing some research, maybe presenting at AWHONN and being part of the community that advances women's health. Another quick tip that I will say is get real in your interview. Don't sugarcoat things. Pull out some statistics. You see how when I first started this YouTube video, I talked to you about women that are Black and brown women are 3 to 4 times more likely to die due to pregnancy complications. Don't shy away from that stuff. Hit it hard in the interview and talk about the things and how you're going to advocate for this population and how you're going to advocate for diverse mothers and how you're going to be non-judgmental and how you're ready to be adaptable in all these things. Let me know in the comments if you are a part of AWHONN. Let me know if you do have any of these certifications, because trust me, once you have all of the certifications, you are going to get an interview. If you don't, forget about it. Jessica, we worked through those 3 essential things. She slayed her interview and she got her L&D position at NYP, which is New York Presbyterian, which is one of the biggest hospitals. And she also got another position in Long Island. So I helped her get 2 positions in L&D. So she came to me the first time, got the position, and then a second time because she moved and she got a second position in labor and delivery. If you want to learn more tips and tricks on how to get into L&D, check out my link below for my free training, my free webinar that happens weekly. You don't want to miss it because once it fills up, that's it. So sign up now for my new Nurse to Dream Role free training, my free webinar, where I share more secrets, more, tips and tricks and frameworks to get you hired into L&D. Listen, we need the right type of nurses in labor and delivery, in women's health, and neonatal nurses that will change the current state of this public health crisis. Women are dying. So be real in your interview, demonstrate your passion, and talk about how you're going to advocate for this community, and you will definitely get hired.